Hello and welcome. I'm Anet and in this episode I'm going to be talking about my Anet A8 and the Logitech C920 camera that I attached to it. So I found myself requiring to take time lapses since that is half of what I do on some of the videos. I needed to be able to take time lapses of parts that I'm printing and have that so that it could be as seamless as possible and also as easy as possible for me to save time in the long run. So what I managed to do and what I put together was the idea of putting an arm on the print bed. Luckily enough, I went on to Thingiverse and the model was there. There's a 3 or 4, maybe 5 part model which allows you to take to print out an arm, an underbit, a clipped bit for that bit, and then there's also a bolt connector that you can use to bolt this all together and also to clamp that to the underside of the Anet A8. I'll put a link to that part in the description below. This is the part that I use. It's pretty awesome actually. I didn't know how it would come out. I saw the pictures on the website and stuff like that. I wasn't too sure on how it looked, but when it came out really nice. It printed well. And they even included their own supports next to the model so that you don't have to use supports or risk using funny supports. And it printed really good, really good. My only gripe with it is maybe it's a little bit loose, in the sense of a little bit too flexible, but I suppose that could be changed with more solid filament. But yeah, other than that, it all came out quite well. I'll show you the print for it now, if I have that. Okay, so as you can see, the print came out. The print of that would have been sitting on top of some wheels of tape. That's what I was using before. I just had the camera sitting on top of some tape. But I went down to B&Q. I only had to buy one part for this, and that was for the screw bit. I used a quarter inch bolt. I'll put the exact in the description below. It's not the exact one that you need for mounting things, but it did the job, so that's good enough. What I did was I put one of the bolts in and then put that up through the hole underneath on the end of the arm. I put the camera on top of that, and that seems to have come out very well, because the camera does come with a standard camera mount. So if you really wanted to, I could stick this DSLR camera in front of me onto that mount. Wouldn't be very effective because in most senses it's not the strongest of mounts, so you want to put a very weak camera on top of it in any possible way. The lighter the camera that you put on top of it, the better it would be really, because it won't wobble as much. And sometimes the pictures that I was taking that were being taken are a little bit blurry, and that's because of the wobble in the arm. It's not something I can really do too much about. I don't think you can set the focus on the camera through the firmware that it uses inside Octoprint, but you know, it doesn't matter too much. It doesn't matter too much because it still works perfectly fine. It's seamless with Octoprint or Octopi, and that's really good for me. And yeah, one little hack that I did, I couldn't get that bolt to fit onto the screw. So what I did instead was I used a soldering iron, warmed it up, and then turned that bolt into a rivet. Sorry, I turned that bolt into a rivet, and in some cases that's quite bad because it means that I won't be able to take it off very easily, but I don't want it to come off very easily, so it benefits me in the sense that it's not going to come off very easily. It's not going to wiggle free like maybe it would otherwise. But yeah, it's a nice little workaround that I found that I had to do because otherwise I couldn't find any bolt that would fit. I probably potentially could have 3D printed the bit that goes into the screw underneath the camera, but I wanted to get a proper screw bolt for that because I wanted to stay on there quite solidly, and the 3D printed parts maybe not so great if you want it to be perfectly. Saying that, it probably would be okay, because I mean it's only on an arm going backwards and forwards. It's not like it's having a high amount of strain or anything like that. But yeah, it needs to be like a more tightly round screw. I couldn't find them, so I just used the normal screw, which does work up to a certain amount. You can't turn it all the way down, so it doesn't perfectly mount itself flush to the bottom of the part, but it's okay, it does work. So yeah, that about does it for this time. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know what you think. Follow me on Twitter, that's @Anet442. If you like this new style of me doing things with me standing up in front of the camera, let me know in the comment section below, because I'm not really sure if I should keep this format or if I should switch format again. I'm trying out different things. I'm trying to get the best that I can for what I've got. So yeah, if you can help with that, that'd be great. If you can leave me feedback on how you think that I edited this video and stuff like that, that'd be great, because I'd love to hear it. And also it's always good to know if what you're doing is actually as effective as it could be. So thanks for watching.